Hi, everyone. My name is Julie Smith, and I work at Great Falls Construction and Business Development, and I'm also closely working on this project at the Edge at Berwick, located at 20 Sullivan Street, Berwick, Maine, formerly known as the Prime Tanning Facility. Today is our 10th community update meeting, so thanks so much for tuning in. And if you've missed previous update meetings in the past, I'll share a link at the end of the presentation that has all of the update sessions that have taken place. So without further ado, if you have any questions, feel free anytime to reach out to me. My email address is right there on the screen. Telephone number at the office is there as well. Reach out anytime during business hours. Also feel free, if you use Facebook, to private message us on our Facebook page, and either myself or one of my colleagues will get back to you as soon as we can. So certainly don't hesitate. So today's agenda, we'll talk about really quickly our recap of mission and objectives, our timeline, and our draft plans. So for those of you that tuned in the past, I'm really going to go pretty quickly through our recap and our timeline, and then spend a bit more time on the draft plans. If you haven't tuned in before, in some of our past update sessions, I spent quite a bit of time going over our mission and objectives and timeline. So feel free to clue into some of those that have taken place in the past. So our mission, I think it's important just to start out with our mission every time we have an update session to reiterate what we're doing here and our mission for the project. So the Edge of Berwick is a neighborhood and community-focused development which seeks to transform the formal industrial center of Berwick into a vibrant, active contributor to the town. Great Falls Construction has been constructing with the purpose since 1988. The purpose for the Edge at Berwick is to invest in strong, sustainable, and suitable downtown growth that will complement both the history and the progress of Berwick, Maine for many years to come. So our objectives, also an important point to make at the onset of each update session. Our objective, is to invest purposefully and sustainably, create a safe and inviting neighborhood for the downtown Berwick, and foster community connection growth, create great opportunities for Berwick to continue to thrive. What we've heard, so we had 2 listening sessions before we kicked off the update sessions, and certainly in between, I've heard from many of you. So thanks so much for reaching out and having great conversation regarding some of the things that folks would like to see. So the larger the words are, the more I've heard them. So things like walkable, restaurants, us communicating, art, sustainability, and keeping things local were some of the larger points that were made, along with many other points on this slide. So I'm really going to cruise through this timeline. Looking back, we purchased the property end of October 2019. And since then, we've had quite a few update/listening sessions with the community, as well as design with our designers, our civil engineers. We've really been working hard to get to a milestone that we just passed recently. And I'll get to that in a moment. So I'm going to cruise right through these slides here. We continue to work throughout 2020. We all had quite the year, as I'm sure you can all attest to. So we spent a lot of time with the design and made sure that we got it up to snuff and where we'd like to be. So we feel really good about the site design the way it is now. We also had the 27 School Street duplex. It's leased up, but we worked on that historical renovation there. And if you didn't get a chance to check out the after photos, they came out pretty sweet. So we, I'm sure if you've passed the site this spring, you've seen that we did demo a majority of what's on site, except for one building, which I'll get to in a moment as to why we didn't. So throughout the spring, we've been demoing, cleaning, sorting, shipping off, repeat, right? So it's been quite a bit of work, and our colleague Ron has spent quite a bit of time on site organizing all of that. So really great work by him and the team down there. So just a quick update on the demolition and where we're at. So these are kind of pre-demo and post-demo or today shots. So March 2021, you can see we had all those buildings standing, and then here we are in August, and all of them are sorted, and many of it is shipped off. Much of the debris, is shipped off. So we've had the equivalent of about 28 truckloads of demo debris been responsibly disposed off of the site. So we have to demo the buildings, then we have to organize them so that when the trucks come to pick them up, we have them organized so that it's easy for that to happen and quick. And we're working in a time where construction is experiencing quite a bit of delay. It's really busy in the industry right now. So we've really enjoyed working with some of our colleagues in the industry to get things shipped off in a timely as possible manner. So we appreciate that collaboration. So to date, we have approximately 1.12 million pounds of demo debris that's been shipped off the site since the demolition that took place the end of March. And that means we're essentially 98% complete on demo cleanup. There's still some things to do. You can see in the August 2021 shot, there's still some stuff on site, but pretty much what's on there, aside from a few things, will stay. If the concrete on there will stay, it'll be crushed and reused for material on site for fill, which is a great way to reuse some of the demo debris. So that is the update on demo and our cleanup. And I think the team's just done an outstanding job of getting these buildings not only down, but sorted and cleaned and shipped off responsibly, and just a great job overall. Looking ahead, here we are today at our 10th community update session. the next thing kind of highest on the to-do list is to get started on the renovation for the L-shaped building. We have the building permit in hand. We're just awaiting the state fire marshal's permit, which is part of any construction. So that will hopefully come through soon, and we're looking forward to getting started on that. We are also during the rest of this, what there is left of summer and fall, we'll be working on preparing for planning board submission. If you're not familiar with planning board, the town of Berwick planning board, I did a quick snip in the top corner of this slide, but the planning board serves as it was volunteers, and it serves as a group that will review the project, and every town does it a little bit differently. And so this is kind of how Berwick does it. And so every planning board does include public hearing sessions. So I encourage you, if you're interested in the project and you'd like to be involved and give meaningful feedback, please do, tune into these public hearings, participate in them. It's a great way to be involved. So that information generally, I believe, lives on the planning board website, which is on the town of Berwick website. So I referenced earlier that we hit a big milestone recently, and that milestone was in July. We submitted our Department of Environmental Protection's permit, and otherwise known as DEP. For those of you that aren't familiar, if you move if you move more than 3 acres or are working on a site larger than 3 acres, it does require a permit through the DEP. So it's not unique necessarily to the site, but it is required given the size of the site. And so that was submitted in July and represents just an enormous amount of behind the scenes work. And so we're really excited about that progress. And so that permit does have a 6-month turnaround time, so a 6-month review time by the DEP. And so we expect it back in January 2022, and are excited about that. But certainly it's a review time that is in the hands of the DEP and not ours. So no new construction can take place on the site until we have that permit, among other approvals, but that is the longest lead time one. So that's why I specifically call it out. So the L-shaped building, just to make a special note, that the existing building on site, otherwise known as or referred to as the L-shaped building, it runs a separate permitting course because it's an existing building. So that is why you'll see work being done there sooner than that 6-month wait period. So just to reiterate this, along the way, there's countless and vis-a-vis the planning board process, or vis-a-vis talking on the phone or email or whatever you prefer. So it's never too late, and now is the time to chat. So if you have any feedback, questions, concerns, we're here to talk. And really the best way to do that is by phone. I wish it could be in person, but by phone is, I think, second best. So telephone numbers down there at the bottom of the screen. So I'll flip quickly just to the draft site plan. You've likely seen this. If you've watched these in the past, you've certainly seen them, but this is the draft site plan. And just to orientate you, you'll see this is the existing building, otherwise known as the L-shaped building I keep referring to. And town hall is right here on my mouse. Hopefully you can see my mouse, where my mouse is pointing back and forth. So yeah, this is I've got a few questions about what is what on this site. So let me just really quickly say that the circles you see around the site, that's just landscape elements. So it could be, it can be flowers, or it could be trees, or something of that nature. And the sidewalks aren't easy really to see from this bird's eye view, but certainly all of the pavement or the roads are aligned with proper walkability, sidewalks, and what have you. And so those are the basics, but the white areas indicate open space or grass there as well. And then obviously the buildings are outlined in a bolder black. So if you haven't had the chance to see any of the previous update sessions, I encourage you to flip back to some of the most recent ones that have taken place in the past, because I do kind of dive in building by building and discuss. And so for the sake of time and so as to not be redundant, I will just skip that today. But certainly if you are interested tune back to one of the previous update sessions that happened, I would say this spring, can help you really understand better the site plan. So my next slide is a rendering of the L-shaped building, the existing building on site. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'm really excited to show it to you. And for those of you that have, thanks so much for all your feedback. And we hope that you see how great this building actually can be. We do, we work in construction, and so we do renovate old buildings all the time. And so there is beauty that maybe isn't as easy to see, but certainly we can see the vision and are really excited about what's to come for this building on site. So without further ado, this is the rendering of the L-shaped building. I've gotten a lot of questions as to why it doesn't show the surrounding buildings, but it's just because it's a photo of this one building here. And so you can picture in your mind, likely next, across the street from this red car, we have our great neighbors over here, which is a block of buildings that similarly sit up against the sidewalk there. So have no setback from the sidewalk, and really try to, the whole site here, we've taken a real bird's eye view and looked at what's around us and what we can, how we can fit in best to what's around us. So, so this is what we've come up with, and we're really happy with it and excited about it. So it has 3 storefronts in the front, has some storefronts along the side here. Hopefully you can see my mouse, but on the left-hand side. And along the back as well, there are 2 other sort of storefront or entrances to commercial space. I believe altogether right now, this building has about 7 commercial spaces, so it's commercial only. And yeah, we're really excited. We're in conversations with quite a few folks who are interested in the space. By request of them, I'm not able to release yet what they'll be, but I think you'll be really pleased with the mix of businesses to come, and they'll be really great additions to what's already downtown, and growing upon what we've heard from folks and what they want. So I'm really excited about that when it's time. But this is the first rendering to share, and then I just have a second one, which is really just a straight on shot of the building, sort of from town hall, if you will, to show you what it will look like. Obviously, as tenants start to move in, there'll be a bit more color in signage and what have you, but or detail it rather. But for now, you get the sense of the potential, and we're really excited about it. So just in summary, just as I said, time and time again, reach out with any questions, or if you have any interest in some commercial property or even residential, don't hesitate to reach out. We're happy to talk. It's not too early, and we're certainly having those conversations right now with interested folks. So feel free to reach out, and we appreciate you staying engaged and watching this session. We host these every 2 months, so certainly don't hesitate to call me in between, but these are kind of great ways to get the quick hit of the facts. So we appreciate you watching it. If you do use Facebook, we have a page, The Edge at Berwick. Feel free to like it so as to follow it and hear more about what we're doing on there. The next community update meetings, we're hoping these can come back into person. I really enjoy seeing you guys face to face. And it feels like it's been a really long time. So fingers crossed, but as it gets near, we will announce it on Facebook. But any questions, just please do call. If you don't use Facebook, feel free to call and inquire. Our update meeting will be in October. Similarly, so we'll announce the date on Facebook. If you don't use Facebook, just call us, and we're happy to let you know. Here's my last slide. To view any of the past community update sessions, I've included the link here. I'm realizing if you are watching on TV, you won't be able to click on it. So, but you can get a sense of the breadcrumbs to get you there. And then to learn more and engage with the planning board process, I've also included a link down here, which is on your berwickmaine.org website. So that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and for all your questions and great dialogue. I really appreciate your support of the Edge at Berwick. Really excited the progress that's been taking place behind the scenes and for everything that's about to come to fruition. So if you have any questions, concerns, or anything, feel free to reach out to me at any time. And thank you so much again. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy.
Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Berwick Planning Board meeting